How's it going? Friday, April 28th, 2023. Baseball records. Most career hits. I'm covering 169 baseball players. Number one in total career hits, Pete Rose, 4,256 hits. I'm on number 44 in this episode. George Sisler. Remarkable. I read his autobiography, however much he contributed to it. Fascinating. He started off as a pitcher, very dominant. And then when he got into hitting, 1915 through 1930, about a 15-year career, because he had some problems toward the end with his health, eyesight. But what a career. 2,812 hits in 15 years. If he had played another 5 years, he would have been a member of the 3,000 hit club, maybe 3,500 hits. George Sisler, he ranks 44 on the list. 1920, what a year. 257 hits in 154 games. Played the whole season, 257 hits. Comes back the following year, 1921. 216 hits. And then in 1922, he gets 246 hits. No one else in baseball history had a 3-year period like George Sisler. What do I mean? In 3 years, he had 719 hits in 3 years. 719. Three more, let's say he did it again. Let's say he did another 3-year period. That'd be 1,400 hits, right? 700 and 700 would be 1,400. Let's say he does another 3-year period, same thing, 700. He had 21 hits, 2,100 hits in 9 years. So let's do it more. 3 more years, 12 years. The pace he was on, he would have had 3,000 hits in 12 years. That's how dominant George Sisler was during that 3-year period. 1920, he bats .407. Then he bats .371. Then he bats .420. What a player. There may not be another player like George Sisler. He ends up with a .340 career batting average. Toward the end, it got hard for him. Too bad he just couldn't keep playing. 45 on the list. Ken Griffey. 2,781 games. No, 2,781 hits. Let's compare him with Sisler. Griffey. I'm looking for him, and I've got him. Griffey. If you're wondering which book I'm using, Baseball Hall of Fame Almanac. Okay, Griffey. 2,671 games, and he gets 2,781. Short of Sisler, but Sisler did his 2,055 games. So, Griffey took 600 more games and still fell short of George Sisler. That's how good George Sisler was. But Griffey was a slugger. He's the one. Sisler only hit 102 homers, where Griffey hit 630. Who do you take? Griffey also had 1,800 RBIs, where Sisler just 1,100. Who do you want, a better hitter or a slugger? That's a hard one for me, but I'll take George Sisler because in 2,055 games, he gets 2,812 hits. So he's just a pure hitter. Wow. 46 on the list. Andre Dawson. Andre Dawson. 2,774 hits. His high was 189. I told you Sisler's high was 257 and Griffey's high was 185. Dawson. It takes Dawson 2,600 games also, and he falls short of Sisler. So he had 700 more. Dawson had 700 more games than Sisler, yet he falls short in the career total hits. Dawson's a slugger too, 438 homers. 47 on the list, Luke Appling. 2,400 games, 2,749 hits. His high, 204 hits in a season. 48 on the list, Goose Goslin. Goose. Why was he called Goose? I don't know on that one. Is that a nickname? Or did the parents actually give him that name? I'll look it up here for you. Goose Goslin, 2,735 hits. His high was 201. Goslin. Let's see. I've got him here. Goslin. Okay. 2,200 games, 2,700 hits. Oh, his first name was Leon, so that was a nickname, Goose. 2,200 games, 2,700 hits. Good hitter. 316 lifetime batting average. He's 48 on the list. 49, Tony Perez. 2,732 hits. Hall of Famer. Perez. Took him 2,700 games, though, to get to 2,700 hits. So it's a hit a game. Batting average is low, 279 career. His high, 186. Never got 200 hits. 50 on the list, Chipper Jones. 2,726 hits. A high of 189 for Chipper Jones. How many games did it take him? Just in less games, about 2,500 games to get to 2,700 hits. I like the average, 303 career. 51 on the list, Roberto Alomar, 2,724 hits. Never had 200 hits in a season. You would think Alomar would have been a little better as far as producing hits. 2,400 games roughly, 2,700 hits. Listen to this. Roberto Alomar had a career batting average of 300 on the nose. Did you know that? I like it. 52 on the list. Lou Gehrig. 2,721 hits. Now, in Gehrig's case, he had to give it up because he got sick toward the end. But he just played 2,164 games and had 2,721 hits. He's on pace for 3,000. Give him another 800 games, and Lou Gehrig is in the 3,600 hit club. But he's had to fall short. Played the consecutive game streak. 340 lifetime. And listen to this. 220 hits one year. He had 8 200 hit seasons. One of the best hitters of all time, Lou Gehrig. Only played about 17 years. First couple years. Well, look at the first year, he has 13 games. And the second year, he has 10 games. So that doesn't count. So he has about 14 years, because the last year he played 8 games. So if he has a 17-year career, but in 14 years, Lou Gehrig accumulates 2,721 hits. What if for Lou Gehrig? Give him 3,000 games, and I believe he would have had 3,700 hits, 36 or 3,700 hits. 53 on the list, Billy Williams. 2,711 hits. Good hitter. But, well, he had 205 was his high, but fell short on the average. 290 career. If you have 2,700 hits, you should be a 300 batter. And Billy Williams wasn't. He did have like 3 200-hit seasons, had a consecutive game streak going, 2,117 games in a row. But the 290 could have been better. 54 on the list, Fred Clark. 2,678 hits. Took him 2,200 games. I like the average career, 312. See? Williams, 290. Clark, 312. Williams has more games. Clark, about 2,246 games. Had a couple of 200-hit seasons. 55 on the list, Luis Aparicio. 2,677 hits. But he falls short in the average, 262 career. Wow, how do you get 2,600 hits, yet only have a 260 career batting average? Never got 200 hits. His high, 182. Good player. I like all the hits, but it took him 2,600 games to do it. 56 on the list, Max Carey. 2,665 hits. Max Carey. 2,400 games, 2,600 hits. 2,665. He had a high of 207. Fell short on the average. 289 career. Had one 200-hit season. 57 on the list, Nellie Fox. Nellie Fox. He was a singles hitter. Couldn't hit the home run. Did you know that Nellie Fox only hit 35 career home runs in about 18 years? But Nellie, 2,367 games, 2,663 on the hits. That's better than a hit a game. Ends up 288 career. One 200-hit season. 201 was his high. Here's a guy. 58 on the list. Listen to this guy. Harry Heilmann. This guy was pretty good. Played in the from 1914 to 1932. But listen to this. 342 career, and listen to the hits. 2,660 in 2,147 games. This guy, give him 900 more games, and he has 3,500 hits. So this is a what if. Him and Gehrig. Gehrig, about 2,100 games, gets the 2,700 hits. Heilmann, 2,100 games, gets the 2,660. He had 4 200-hit seasons, and one of those seasons he has 237 hits. Harry Heilmann, what if with him? 342 career, wow. 59 on the list, George Davis, 2,655 hits. George Davis. Had a high of 195, never had a 200. He's way back. He goes 1890s, 1900. 2,300 games, about 26 655 on the hits. George Davis. 299 career. What happened? Oh, 295. Okay. Never had 200 hits in a season. Good player, George Davis. 60 on the list. Have you heard of this guy? Teddy Ballgame. Ted Williams. 2,654 hits. And he's a what if. He's along with Gehrig and Heilmann. What do I mean by what if? Give him more games. And what does he produce? How many games? 2292. Had 3 years in the military, right? 4 years almost. 3 to 4 year period right there. Serving his country. In his prime. 2,654 hits, and listen to this, 344 career. Ted Williams, one of the best hitters of all time. You got to give it to him. Never had 200 hits in a season. But give him 800 more games, and he has 3,500 hits and probably about 650 homers. Ted Williams, what a player. 61 on the list, another quality guy. Jimmie Foxx, 2,646 hits in 2,300 games. He has a .325 career batting average, and he produced 200 hits. Unlike Williams, Williams never had 200 hits in a season. Foxx had 2 of them. And Foxx has the distinction of 500 homers. Williams has 521. Foxx beat him 534 because he had more games. But Foxx is a what if. Give him 800 games. He's in the 3,500 hit club. 62 on the list. Jim O'Rourke. We're going way, way back. What do I mean? You know when Jim O'Rourke played? 1870s. And the 1880s and 1890s. 1,999 games. And he produces 2,639 hits. 310 career. Jim O'Rourke is what if. Because give him 1,000 more games, he'll have 3,500 hits. Jim O'Rourke, one of those old school guys. 310 career. Never had 200 hits in a season. His high was 172. You know why? They didn't play enough games back then. 63 on the list. Rabbit Marinville. I think he holds the distinction of being one of the shortest guys to ever play baseball. 5'5", 155, yet he hit 28 career homers. How does a guy 5'5", who weighs 155 pounds, how does he hit the homer unless it was inside the park? But he had 2,605 hits, but his career batting average is 258, not good. He had 2,600 games, 2,600 hits. Had a high of 198. 64 on the list. Tim Raines. Tim Raines, 2,605 hits. He's another guy like Alomar. Should have had a better production. I think he should be a member of the 3,000 hit club because he has the speed. Stole a lot of bases. Raines. I'm looking for him. Got him. 294 career. Not good enough for me. But he plays 2,500 games and gets about 2,605 hits. Didn't have a 200 hit season. Tim Raines, 192 was his career high. But you know what he was? He stole a lot of bases. 808 steals. Him and Alomar, similar players. Alomar bats 300 career exactly. And Alomar, let's see, where did Alomar? Yeah. Alomar has the 2,724 hits, where Reigns 2,605. All right, that covers this video. Counting down from number 1 through 169, those players in the Baseball Hall of Fame with total career hits. I'm covering Hall of Fame players only, except for one exception, Pete Rose, who just happens to be number 1 in career hits and not in the Hall of Fame. Give me a break. But 4,256 hits does not get you into the Hall of Fame. What's up with that? We know what he did. He's a Hall of Famer, guys. Anyway, we're covering mainly Hall of Fame players, 168 of them. And I'm on the countdown I'm at number 64. Next guy, number 65. I got to spend time on. So I can't cover him now. This video will go too long. His name, Ed Delante. I got to spend some time on this guy. And you're going to be amazed at what I found out through research. Stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching here. I'm out.